am at Jones High School. I'm in front of the track right now. This high school is right in the middle of Paramore, which is Orlando's largest food desert. So this morning we drove through the whole town area of Orlando, and we saw two food establishments. One was a food mart at a gas station and a McDonald's. So these people have no access to the grocery store, and I would estimate that about 3,000 kids attend Jones, because that's how many kids attended my high school down the street, University High School. So basically you have a whole town built with no access to food, so these people are relying on McDonald's and the food mart to stay healthy. What is a food desert, you might ask? It's basically what I just summed up. It's when a town has no access to grocery stores, and they happen because establishments like Publix, Whole Foods don't want to build in low-income areas like these, because the people here can't afford their prices. So what happens is kind of a loss for the people of the community, because they don't have enough income to give grocery stores the incentive to come build, and they don't have food if they don't have enough income to get the grocery stores to have the incentive to come build. There is one thing being built in this town. It's a community garden about down the street that way, where people come and they do groceries, and Jones High School right now is actually building a garden. So that's Paramore for you, just a gist. So we've driven through Paramore, and so far this is the only grocery store that we've seen. And it's not a grocery store, it's like a Kmart. McDonald's, which is the second of two restaurants or food places that we've seen in this area. Paramore isn't the only food desert in Orlando, nor is it the only place trying to do something about it, or is it the only place that is affected by these issues. But it's important to recognize this community because it's such a large community right in the middle of Orlando that people neglect. It is surrounded by our business district, so people come and they travel to work and they go and they look down on these people in Paramore, but nothing is really done about the lack of access to food that people have here. So why am I in Paramore? To bring awareness about it. So this morning we drove through all of the town, all of the area, I guess you would call it, because Paramore isn't really a town, it's a district. But we saw two restaurants, and we Google Mapsed that the area has 3 McDonald's and nothing else. There's a food mart which is attached to a gas station, so it has convenience items like chips, water bottles, grocery, and like small refrigerated items. But there's no real true grocery store to go to. So when these people come home from work and they need to feed their kids, all they have is McDonald's and Food Mart. So what does that mean for these families? Well, picture it yourself. You're a mom, you have to feed your children. You just come home for your day at work and there's nothing to eat. So you take your kids to the McDonald's where they can get full for a good price, but the food is unhealthy. And you have to do this day after day, night after night, because there's nowhere for you to go within proximity without having to travel about 30 minutes away from you to get to a true grocery store. So what happens is, after eating McDonald's for all these days, or eating fast food, or eating at the food mart with whatever you can find there, you develop health issues. And this creates a cyclical problem where families are constantly eating things that are bad for them because it's the only thing that they can afford. Then they get health issues. They don't have health care or access to good health care, so they have to go to the hospital, which is a very expensive cost. And then the cycle just continues. So you go to the hospital for poor eating, but all you can afford is to eat poorly again. And it just really takes a toll. It lowers your life expectancy. Most of the families in this area are Black and Latino anyway, so like it just adds on to the issues that these communities already face. So that's why Paramore specifically, because this is a huge example right in the middle of Orlando that everybody knows about but can't really see unless you're driving through the area yourself, of a food desert. So that's why I've decided to come and focus my project on this area. So right now we're in front of the CVS. We're right next to an area of town that's a food desert. We couldn't get in the food desert, but I put it on the news to like an area that broadcasts, broadcast to the whole town. So right now we're giving out free groceries that I bought from the other side of town and brought over here with donations. We got $350 in donations. So if you want to show what's in the, let's show what's in the bag. So we've got lettuce, broccoli, bell peppers, green beans, bananas, just like vegetables. And then in those bags we've got potatoes, onions, water, and granola bars. And wow, okay, that's a serious order. So I would say we've had a pretty good turnout so far. How many cars have we had?
Six.
Yeah, and we gave out, depending on how big of the family was, we gave out 1 to 2 bags. So we're doing good.
This is the first time you're doing it, but I've never seen you here before.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm doing it.
Oh, okay. I could grab one. Just tell me.
Okay, here's this one, and then I'll give you some onions. Okay, if you need some more, you can have some more.
Well, I have my mother over there. Can they give one back? Just one?
Yeah. Lila, vete, cógela. ¿Cuántos años tu familia? Ah, mira, habla español. Ok, puedo darle en dos nada más.
Ok. Sí, yo te voy a dar 2 más.
Ok, voy.
¿Quieres acompañarla? ¿Habla español? ¿Habla el español bien?
Entonces, esas son las llenas. Tiene verduras y frutas.
¿Cuánto de verdura y fruta?
Sí. Y estos son las papas, aguas y granola.
Ok, está bien. Gracias.
De nada, feliz.
Gracias, igualmente.
Okay. So right now these are slips of papers that have a link to a Google site, and I'm going to post virtual cooking. Okay, I think we have somebody. False alarm. So these have the tiny URL to the virtual cook-alongs, and I'm just placing them in each bag so the families don't have to worry about it today because Thanksgiving's tomorrow, but they'll be up on Monday, November 30th. So that's exciting. So, and then I poured it in the pan. After I chopped up my chicken, I wanted to go. It will take a while to and use powdered ginger in the curry. I just took the curry. I ended up eating both together, which I had intended to do.